So if you found yourself here on this video, you were either thinking about getting a Hellcat or a Hellcat Pro, or you're just here to support me. So either way, I greatly appreciate you being here, and let's get into the video of my review on the Hellcat Pro. So the Hellcat Pro, I had very high hopes for this firearm whenever I picked it up because all of the awesome things that I've heard about it. When I first got it, I decided that I was going to take it shooting. I shot a couple rounds and it was okay. I will say that whenever I first got my hands on it, everything was stock. I didn't have my Holosun, didn't have my flashlight, didn't have my upgraded trigger. And when I first shot it, I noticed when I was pulling the trigger and with that breakaway, I was moving down because I was not used to a smaller kind of profile pistol. So what was happening was when I was pulling that trigger, my mind after about the first shot was like, holy shit, this kicks a lot more than what I'm used to. So every time I would go to pull that trigger, I was just going a little bit down left. Now this happens if you're not used to having smaller profile pistols. After time shooting, after putting about 500 rounds through it, I figured out that I was just being a bitch. So therefore, I had to retrain my brain in order to fire this firearm properly. So my biggest pet peeve when I first got the Hellcat was the trigger. The trigger was just really terrible. The trigger pull on it was just so hard to actually be able to maintain on target profile at about 30 yards. So I decided to upgrade the trigger. I did put an Apex trigger in it. It was about $80. But when I tell you the struggle I had being able to put this trigger in, I know that some people just take it to a gunsmith. That's perfectly fine. And you don't have a problem. You just drop it off, pick it up, spend some money. Now, if I ever got another Hellcat Pro and got another trigger, I would most definitely pay someone to do it because it took forever. The small tiny parts in the actual safety on the back was a mess. It was such a headache. It took me about 2 hours. Normally speaking, it would take me about 20 minutes to replace one on another pistol. So if you're getting a Hellcat Pro, put some money back to get your trigger upgraded and pay someone to do it, especially if you have the safety. If you don't, it won't be as hard. I wanted the safety because it's pretty much the only pistol I have a safety for. I appendix carry, so I wanted something to where I wouldn't accidentally blow off something I want connected to me for the rest of my life. So next, after I got over the whole flinching problem when I was firing this firearm, I put myself through the paces to be able to better understand it and to be able to effectively shoot it better. If this is something that I'm going to carry, I want to be able to shoot it very, very well. Honestly, my carry firearms are going to be the ones that I'm the most proficient at because if need be, I don't want to have to use this and not know how to and how to shoot it effectively. So anything that you're carrying, you need to train with all the time. Normally speaking, I carry my Smith & Wesson 2.0. That's the one I like the most out of all of my firearms when it comes to carrying. With this one, I really wanted to like it. And like I said in my short video of this, I feel like some people out there were just told or paid to say that it is the new best firearm out there. Because it does have a lot of problems. When it comes to the stock trigger that was on it, for the price, $800, it would have been very easy for them to put a little upgraded trigger and have it just be able to be shot a little bit easier. So now that I got it down, I will say that I'm able to effectively shoot it now. I did put the RMR, which is a Holosun 407K, which fits really nicely on this profile, as you can see here. It doesn't overhang too much, so it is a perfect kind of red dot for this firearm. So whenever you're carrying this, people won't really see any printing or any parts of the firearm underneath your shirt. It hides and tucks very well because it is so small. So that is a plus for it. With any small firearm, there's going to come problems with it kicking a little bit harder. It's a part of it. Also like that I'm able to put my TLR7 by Streamlight on it. It works really well for this small pistol. And I have a little light that I'm able to use in dark situations or low light situations to be able to identify a target. Or if I hear some crazy stuff outside bumping in the night, I could just shine my light on it and be able to see, oh, that's a deer my dogs are freaking out about. So on a carry pistol, I highly recommend putting some sort of light on it just so you're able to use it if need be. Unless you carry around a flashlight all the time, then you're already one up, but still put one on your pistol. So the best holster I found for the Hellcat Pro is going to be Alien Gear. It's by far the best holster that I found for it. It works really well with appendix carry. If you're going like side carry or any other carry, you know, there's plenty of other holsters out there. I actually bought two. I use one for my belt for my training and then also for my appendix carry, and both of them work really well. So the retention's really nice. It slides in easy, and once it's in, it's not coming out. You can jump around and it's not going anywhere. Clicks in there very nice and works really well. So that's what I would recommend if you're getting into the Hellcat or looking for a holster that would work with it. So the biggest things that I do enjoy about the Hellcat Pro, like the size. I like that it does hold 15 rounds, which is awesome. You could also carry 16 if you gave one in the chamber, which I highly recommend if you're carrying around a pistol. Keep one in so you don't have to pull and then, you know, do all that, because bad things could happen. Another thing I'd like to say positive about it is the grip on it. It's actually really nice. You know, if my hands were wet or muddy, we'll say muddy, but other things could be on your hands besides mud that makes your hands slippy. It will stay very well. You know, it's kind of like a sandpapery feel. You know how you get Glocks and they're super slippy and you have to go spend a ton of money on people stippling it to make it have the same effect of other companies that are going the extra mile to do this. This is one thing I actually do really appreciate this, that, you know, other companies are doing, but not all of them, which I feel like every company should do this now. It's just an easy thing for them to add and makes a world of difference. Also, if you like content like this and you'd like me to review some other things, make sure you leave a comment down below and also subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot being able to see what you guys want to see so I can make more content specific for my viewers. It's not an easy pistol to shoot. It's not like a Canic to where it's full sized and has, you know, a comp on it to where it shoots very flat. It kicks quite a bit, so you have to put the rounds in to be able to get a feel for that. Also, trigger that came on it, just immediately throw it in the trash. It's terrible. Sights on it are okay. The ones that came on it, I'm not a big fan of the U to where it's like a cutout. I'm used to like Glocks and other pistols to where it has, you know, the perfect kind of square bottom cutout instead of a circle. And wasn't a big fan, so I got the Hollow Sun, and that resolved the issue fairly well. My overall idea of this firearm would be if you had, let's see, I have $1,200 in this firearm with the trigger, the light, and the Hollow Sun. There are plenty of other firearms out there that you could get that does the same thing, possibly even better for that price range. Now, if you're looking for something specifically to carry around to conceal, it's great. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it because I might as well for all the money I have in it. But if I was going to go back and buy it again, I probably would have went with something else. I might have went with another Smith & Wesson 2.0, or, you know, I did get the Canic, which I'm going to do a review on very, very soon for you guys. But think about it. If you're going out and wanted a Hellcat Pro, I've wanted one for a really long time. Watched so many YouTube videos on it, and everyone talked it up so much that I was like, this is going to be a game changer. It's going to be the best pistol on the face of the earth. And I got it, and I was very underwhelmed, you would say. I wasn't as happy as I thought I would be whenever I was shooting it. So that's my idea for the Hellcat Pro, and just wanted to give you guys some insight on it in case you've been wanting to get one or thinking about getting one. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep your powder dry and your nose clean.